Hi, Kirsten Lindquist of Energy Matters Acupuncture and Qigong, bringing you another 1 Minute to Better Health video. So just when we thought it couldn't get worse, wildfires have erupted basically all through California. The air quality has been terrible. If you're living somewhere else, be thankful. Right now, California, we're really suffering from the bad air quality, the smoke and particulate matter in the air. So I want to give you 6 tips for protecting your lungs during this time. And frankly, these are useful. We used to think wildflower season was October. Wrong. It's pretty much year round now. So take these to heart and make these part of your regular self-care, especially when the air quality is bad. So the only silver lining I can see of having rampant wildfires during a pandemic is that we're already wearing our masks. Mandatory. So, but this is great because it's one of the best protections for our lungs when there's a lot of particulate matter in the air. So you already have to, of course, you're going to wear your mask when you're outside, particularly when you're exercising, gardening, whatnot. And having the best mask that you can get a hold of right now is really important, especially if you have asthma or other types of lung issues. So surgical's good. Cloth are good if you can get ones that fit in the filter, so you have better protection. And of course, if you have access to any N95s or KN95s, this would be a good time to use those. Again, particularly if you have lungs that need extra support. All right, so we're all wearing our masks. That's good. The second thing is to have a HEPA filter inside. So wearing masks outside, but we still have smoke coming in our house. You can smell it. So HEPA filters are a type of air filters. HEPA is the type of filter I'm talking about. And I used to think that these were, suggestive to some patients. Now, with these past few years of wildfires being so frequent in California, I just think they're mandatory. It may be difficult to get a hold of ones right now because, of course, when there's wildfires, everybody buys them up. But put it on your to-do list to get yourself at least one HEPA filter. It's nice to have one in the room that you sleep in because that's a good 6-8 hours of keeping. So HEPA filters, if you aren't aware, clean the air of dust, pollen, dander, particulate matter, and are also helpful in the prevention of COVID. So they're cleaning the air constantly. And so obviously the room you sleep in is important. Rooms that you hang out in a lot are important. You can move it back and forth, or eventually you might want to get more than one. So again, put that on your list. You may not be able to do that right away, but if you don't own at least one HEPA filter, make that something that you're going to commit to in the next month or two when you can. Okay, so a couple things that involve water. One of the basics, right? Hydration. So this is always important. When we're breathing smoke and particulate matter, our lungs naturally cleanse themselves. And I do this because there's little cilia that move gunk from the lungs up and out. That's why we get mucus and kind of cough it out or blow our nose or whatnot. But that system only functions well if you're well hydrated. If you're dehydrated, it just can't function as well. So hydrate, hydrate, hydrate during this time. Always good, but particularly when we're dealing with these types of stressors with the smoke. So the other technique, self-care technique that I love is old-fashioned steaming. Lungs love steam. It makes them really happy. So by that I mean boiling some water, whether it's in a pot or a kettle. Take it off the stove, obviously, put it in a big bowl. This is a nice pretty bowl I use. And then cover your torso, head, and the bowl with a towel. So you make a tent, and you're inside the tent with the bowl of water, breathing in the steam, breathing in through your nose, deep into your lungs, and out again. Really helpful, again, in that cleansing process and just nourishing the lung health. If you happen to have any essential oil of eucalyptus, you can use some other ones too. Lavender can be nice, but this has a particular affinity for the lungs. So 3 or 4 drops of eucalyptus oil in the water, breathing that in. Eucalyptus oil has some antiviral and antibacterial properties, plus it's aromatic, so it opens the lungs up and just helps them function better. So hydrate and steam, those are the 2 water things. And then there's 2 tips of things that you will ingest. So the classic Chinese medicine remedy for lungs are pears. This is I forget which one this is, but a pear, and this is an Asian pear. Either one will work. The medicine is in the skin, okay? So it's not actually the flesh, but the skin, but eat the whole thing, of course. The classic way to prepare this is to steam it. So I'll take 4 pears and put them in a steamer basket, steam them for about 20 minutes till they're soft to the touch, and then you want to eat 1 of those a day to support your lungs. You can get fancier with this. You can add cinnamon or ginger. You can chop the pears up and kind of simmer them in a little bit of water with ginger and other spices, and then both drink the fluid and eat the pear. However you want to prepare it is great. But classically, it's that steaming or in some water, and just adds more moisture to the pear, and the lungs love it, and it tastes really good. And these are now in season. These are from a friend's garden. This came in my CSA box. So really good time of year for pears and that affinity with the lungs. So the other thing I want to tell you about is an actual herbal product that is called Strong Lung Syrup. And this is something we carry at Energy Matters. This was created by an herbalist who lives in Sonoma County. Her company is called Taproot Medicine. She makes lovely, lovely herbal medicine. Again, she lives in Sonoma County, and so when the fires in Sonoma happened, I think that was 3 years ago, she created this formula specifically to help people who've been impacted by the fires. And it says, get the fire out of your lungs. So if you're really noticing that your lungs are impacted and it's difficult to breathe, or your lungs are sensitive and you want something around for when this happens, because it will happen again. This is life in California. You can pick this up at Energy Matters. Again, it's called Strong Lung Formula. She also retails to out of other stores, taprootmedicine.org. You can look her up. Great, great medicine. So there you go. Oh, we also carry eucalyptus at Energy Matters. Lovely essential oil. So those are your tips. Mask and HEPA filter. So that's helping to keep things out of your lungs. Steam and hydration helps your lungs with their natural cleansing process. Pears and strong lung syrup, basically food is medicine, support for your lungs. All right, well, I hope that helps you. Be safe.